Sagittarius. Here's what I see on your chart for the second half of July. I see you entering into the world of the mystical occult, you entering into the world of other people's money, getting broken off with for perhaps a financial endeavor. And I see you, and then that money you bring it over to you, and now that used to be somebody else's money, now it's your money. With this, I see perhaps money coming to you that you didn't think was going to come to you. Maybe it came out of nowhere. Also, things ending in the way that you make money for a new way to make money. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also see that more prayer life at your home, like close the door and make it dark and pray. That's going to benefit your work. Not so much your work, but it's going to benefit how you make money with a clearer vision. So you're not just running around, bouncing around, Sagittarius, throwing arrows everywhere, but you've taken that time in the dark and meditation perhaps even to clarify your goals so that you can focus more and shoot a meaningful arrow that travels further, that goes straighter, that hits the bullseye. We're moving out of your time focused on your significant other, and now you're about to go into, this is metaphorical. Okay, you just got married, and now you're going into the chambers to consummate the marriage. Think about that as an allegory. That could be quite literal, but think of that as an allegory. To apply that to anything else in your life. That, okay, you did the sweetheart, this was an exciting idea. Okay, now I sit down and I do the paperwork to get this business going. And now I am deeply entrenched and emotionally involved in it. Because without that, it doesn't happen. If you really don't care, now is going to be where you show your care. So be careful where you care. Because that's what you're going to put into manifestation. Some things to say, I mean, it sounds kind of cold to say that I don't care. But am I giving too much energy to that concern that perhaps is not serving me for the best? Let's take it to the cards. My precious, I have a Sagittarius moon, 8 degrees on top of fixed star Antares, which is Archangel Uriel, which is my moon, which is who you are. Hence, I am Archangel Uriel. Shout out to Dolo the Pilot Man, who has the same aspect, and he calls himself Archangel Uriel. Y'all not listen to the mind of an Antares moon? I'm the Archangel Uriel. Here to do God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And now today, we're going to do tarot for beautiful Sagittariuses for the second part of July. The 8 of Swords coming out of a mental trap. You know who set that mental trap? Probably fucking you. Sorry. You could go into the dark and not meditate and not use it as a spiritual thing and just bounce around in your head and just get brain fried. Or you could do the same exact act with a different mental attitude and turn it into a fruitive experience. Give us another card, Damn, Sag. The Ten of Swords. So we're spending more time. I think we're spending too much time in our head. Now let's die to those things. Cancer season, emotional realm. How does this make me feel? The way that this thinking mentality mode has me feeling this type of way. Okay, let me change the way that my mental realm works, and then this feeling will transpire. Am I having a hard time doing that mentally? Okay, let me focus on that feeling and feel that feeling out more, and then the brain could come up and meet it and match it. You gotta psych yourself out. And then we're going into Leo season, which is your fellow fire sign. This gives us the Six of Wands, coming in triumphantly. I forecast a little bit bumpy ride to the first part of Leo season, which starts July 23rd-ish, depending where you are. That first week, I would look a little bit before you leap, but expect to get your head hit, and be alright with getting your head hit. Right now, in Cancer season, bathe your head a little bit more, and prepare for it to get hit, so that when it hits, you're ready for that shit. And then, we're going to have all the planets, starting off with Mars, followed by the Sun, and then Mercury and Venus, all coming to this beautiful trine to Sagittarius, to you. And then you've got your army behind you and in front of you, and you're in the middle on a freaking chariot of fire. Do you remember Elijah and his chariot of flames? We'll pick an oracle card. I don't do that just for anybody, Saggies. Sagittarius. You freaking philosopher. You highfalutin philosopher. Mystic guru. You optimistic Oscar. This one. Friendship. I understand that a friend in my life is there for a reason. You know what? I happen to have a roommate. Oh, I call my friend. And he's giving me a hard time because I tried to set up my studio in another room, and he said, go do your black magic somebody else. You're bringing bad juju here, he thought. And you know what? I'm like, I've manifested this in my life. What is it here to teach me? He's not really out there to get me. Ultimately, he probably wants the best for me. And we have different ways of going about it. That's all right. That is okay. Here's my message, Sagittarius. They might not be perfect. That is okay. They're perfectly right where they're supposed to be in your life. To teach you something. To be there for you. Your friends, even your relationships, they are mirrors of you. Now, if you're sick of seeing something in the mirror, let's go ahead and work on it. Perhaps even get rid of it. But have a little bit of compassion on it, because ultimately, it's compassion for yourself. And that'll help you in the way that you express yourself to others. In that, enveloped in that blanket of compassion, understanding, so we're not being overly critical. That Virgo sometimes can come up in a Sagittarius. And we squash it with those flames of love. On the wings of love.